Today we've got news, lots of news with Princess. First of all, we're going to talk about their brand new VIP lounge, and then also we've got some trouble that we're starting to hear about with Princess Ezair. Plus lots more to talk about today, including I'll tell you what we've been doing today while we're still in Europe. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips, and today is April 1st of 2023. It's Saturday, and let's start off with the exciting news about Princess having a new VIP lounge at embarkation. So we only know about this thanks to our Let's Go family member Jeffrey. So Jeffrey has a blog and a YouTube channel that he is trying to get going under Cruising for One. All put together, no spaces, Cruising for One. So go find his YouTube channel. You can see he has the footage right there. He put a short up showing the new VIP lounge, and he has an excellent blog as well talking about cruising, about Princess, lots of useful information. So go follow his YouTube channel, subscribe, and give his video a thumbs up today, because we need to support each other. And he is also the one that let us know about this. So he is embarking on the Caribbean Princess today. He has a suite, and he is one of the people who was invited to the VIP lounge. So on that short there, you can see that they have food. A really exciting thing to me is you can book the sanctuary there. They will book it for you, which is huge, because if you are familiar with what I've told you about the sanctuary, or you've done it yourself, you know that as soon as you board the ship, if you want to experience the sanctuary on your cruise, you just hightail it to the sanctuary as quickly as you can. The sanctuary, for those of you that don't know it, I have a video about it, so we will link that, but it is just a really lovely experience that you have. It is away from things. It is quiet there. In the afternoon, you have afternoon tea there. They bring you drinks, they bring you food. There's a lovely menu there that is not available in any other place on the ship. Plus, it's a very relaxing area. It's $20 a day for a half a day. It's $40 a day a person for the full day, and then they also have cabanas that you can rent. That's for a lounge chair. It is just lovely. Gordon and I always enjoy the sanctuary on a cruise. So it is huge that they will book that for you, because that gives you earlier access to be able to get a place to have that, because you have to have a reservation. You can't just walk up. The only time you're going to be able to walk up and actually get to use the sanctuary is if someone has canceled and you get their spot. But I think that is quite rare for people to cancel, because the people that know about it book it and enjoy it. So and people who stay on, if they're like on a back-to-back, they get that earliest access to go sign up. And so it's a big deal. So it makes me really happy. So we will look forward to hearing from Jeffrey about anything else that they offer. It sounds right now like it is just for suite guests. So due to that, I thought it would be a really good time to talk about the perks that you get as if you have a suite or a mini suite, and especially that Reserve Collection mini suite. We're used to calling it a Club Class mini suite, but Princess changed the name really to do, I believe, with what they are rolling out with the new Sun Princess. And so let's go ahead and go through some of the perks, because when you pay for a suite, of course, you get that bigger cabin. You get a really nice cabin. You've got your sleeping area, a separate seating area, you've got the nicer bathroom, all these nice things that go with it. You've got the mini bar set up, all of these things. But I think a lot of times, at least with me, I often just think of enjoying that larger cabin, and it's more beautiful. They're always in nice areas on the, good locations on the ship. But there are a lot of perks that come with that, and it sounds like the VIP lounge is a new one. So those of you who are embarking on a cruise now, let us know if you see that being offered, whether you are in a suite or not. If you just notice that it is even an option, let us know. So clearly the Caribbean Princess is sailing out of Fort Lauderdale, so it'll be interesting to hear how that rolls out in other ports and just how Princess runs the whole thing. But they only had like 40 guests that they invited today, and Jeffrey said it looked like it was only the suite guests. And so first of all here, I've got my notes right here on my phone. So the things that you get to have when you have got that suite, like I said, you've got that extra nice cabin. You get 100% in cotton luxury towels rather than the regular ones. You have the jacquard woven linens, the terry cloth shawl bathrobes. You get Ocean Now delivery and crew call chat for whatever you need, from food to service. I'm pretty sure that we all get that. That Ocean Now food delivery, everyone who has the app gets that, and that crew call chat, we all get that. But it's nice that they mention that. And you know what, I should talk to you a little bit more about how that works. It's really nice. The crew call chat thing, I have actually used it before on a cruise. I didn't ask them to bring me anything, but I did have a question, and so I did that. I couldn't get answered otherwise, so I did that, and they answered. And then you get the upgraded bathroom amenities, including a soothing eye mask, it says. And then you do get, like I mentioned, the nicer bathroom. You get the nicer shower, and it says you also get an upgraded shower head. So here are some of the other things, though, that you need to be aware of when you look at that price of what you are going to pay to be in a suite. Don't only think of the nicer cabin. Think of these other things that you're going to get, because a lot of times, at least in my life, paying for a service is something that I'm willing to do. So you get that priority embarkation and disembarkation at the beginning and end of your cruise. So that you get to skip the line. When you're in a suite, you get to go right. They have a separate embarkation area for you, and I will add that the Reserve Collection mini suites get that as well. And then when you disembark, they have a disembarkation lounge for you. Sounds like they are rolling out a new VIP lounge. So there's that. Let's talk about the VIP lounge a little bit more in a second, but they give you priority disembarkation for tender ports. So if you're on an excursion, you know that you get off the ship with the assigned time to be on the tender to go on your excursion. But if you are not on an excursion, then and you want to use the tender to go ashore, then you have to go get a ticket and wait until your group is called. If you have a suite, then you get that priority that they will take you sooner, and what they usually do is fit people in with people who are on excursions when they've got extra capacity on the tender, but they do everything they can to get you ashore faster. You also get a priority line at the guest services. You get priority specialty dining reservations. That's a big deal, because we're all used to looking at dining reservations for specialty dining on the app and seeing that they're often full. Or if you want to change your mind, if you decide you want to go to a show one night, but that's when you booked your specialty dining, so you're trying to pick another night and there's no availability, they're going to help you get they're going to help you get a reservation. You get complimentary Lotus Spa thermal suite access. You get complimentary umbrellas. We always bring an umbrella with us anyway. Complimentary exotic fruit bowl on embarkation day, refreshed upon request. I remember when Gordon and I first started cruising with Princess, they would give us a fruit bowl. I don't know that I would call it exotic. It had bananas, oranges, pears, apples, things like that, and they would refresh that. But I haven't seen that offered in just a standard balcony in a really long time, so that's very nice. And then you get complimentary ice service twice daily. So I can't imagine you running out of ice, but I'm sure that if you needed more, they would bring you more. And then on to the other things, you get an invite to that exclusive 360 experience. Everyone who has commented and shared their experience in that 360 experience just says it's wonderful. If you're not familiar, it's a specialty dining experience that they're putting in certain places, on certain ships, I should add, have it already. And what it is kind of like this circle thing, a 360, because it's 360 degrees around, but they show pictures on the wall like behind you so people on the other side can see it. And they have cuisine to go with where they're talking about, and then they also have wine to go with each course, with what you're eating. Absolutely wonderful experience. Everyone who has experienced it loves it. And the really exclusive thing about it is you cannot book it and pay for it. You can only get it if you are a suite guest. When they first announced it, they said that they would also extend it to people who booked a suite on their next cruise. And so I am thinking it probably still works that way. If any of you have experience with that, let us know, because someday I would really like to experience that. I don't know that Gordon and I will ever really be able to book a suite, but I think it would be really nice. So that's a huge perk. If you can book a suite, that's a really nice perk, and I think that's worth it. Another thing is they've got that special reserved dining area in the main dining room. So if you're not familiar with that, every evening there is a separate entrance to one of the main dining rooms, and they have a whole area set aside for reserve class mini suites and for the suite guests to dine there. You never have to wait. They run it so that there is always availability for you. You have, there's always a menu option every evening that the chef only makes available to people eating in that area, to the guests there. It's not available to anyone else. And then you have, of course, the rest of the main dining room menu to choose from as well. The service there is supposed to be second to none. Everyone says it's really nice. And I would admit, it sounds lovely to always be able to walk up, get a table, and never have to wait. So if you're someone that doesn't like to wait, you might want to look at that reserve class mini suite or a suite. And then finally, you get a welcome glass of bubbly to toast at the start of the voyage. You get an exclusive elite lounge with complimentary hors d'oeuvres on some of the ships. You get complimentary specialty dining breakfast daily. A lot of time that's in Sabatini's for the suite guests. You get complimentary specialty dining on embarkation evening. You also get a complimentary minibar setup. I think I mentioned that. You get the complimentary premium canapes in the evening if you request them. You get a complimentary chef's welcome of goodies on the embarkation evening as well. You also get complimentary in-suite afternoon tea service, which I have heard is absolutely lovely, and an upgraded room service menu with a full breakfast, lunch, and dinner offerings, which I think that is really nice too, especially if you've had a long day in port and you're a little bit tired, to have just a lovely dinner in sounds absolutely wonderful. So those are what you could look for, and clearly you're paying for not only the beautiful cabin and the extra space and the extra amenities, but you are paying for the extra service that goes with that. So really quickly, let me tell you what is included in the mini Reserve Collection mini suites as well, so that you can be prepared, or when you're thinking about booking your cruise, you can think about what you would really like to book and what you would like to enjoy the most. So with that Reserve Collection mini suite, like I said, the Reserve Class mini selection, here, let's just try this again. So with those Reserve Class mini suites, they are like suites in that they are located in premium areas on the ship. You're never going to be over the noisy theater. You're going to be in really good locations on the ship. When we think of that, you know, when you go to book a cruise, midship it always costs most, and then your mid-forward, mid-aft, and forward and aft. So, and where you're located on the ship can vary the price a little bit. And so the Club Class mini suites are in really good locations on the ship. You get that priority embarkation and disembarkation as well. They talk about skipping the line when you come to embarkation, and at disembarkation you also get to have the disembarkation lounge. You get a complimentary half bottle of white wine and a half bottle of red wine delivered to your stateroom upon arrival. You also get priority specialty dining reservations, like I mentioned, that they do with suite guests, so that's lovely. You get the evening canapes, and you also get those upgraded robes. It used to be that everybody got the upgraded robes. I remember when we started cruising, everybody got what the upgraded robes are, but now those are reserved for the for just certain guests, like I've told you about. So I wanted to just kind of let you know about this, just to give you some things to kind of think about when you're booking your cruise. I know that there's this whole wide range of things that we all think about when we're going on a cruise, and sometimes, you know, an interior cabin is awesome and you go with an interior depending on what your goals are on that cruise. Sometimes you want a suite depending on what you're doing on that cruise, and sometimes you just always pick a balcony, which is what Gordon and I do as of late. But there's a whole lot of things, I think, as I'm learning more and as I am becoming as I travel more, I am learning that so much more, and I knew this, but it's really becoming more clarified in my mind how different of an experience you can be looking for when you go to different ports and on different cruises. That was really highlighted to me on our river cruise. I wanted to see river cruising, I wanted to enjoy it very much, but I also really wanted to see the places that we were going to. There were people on our ship who were clearly there to enjoy the ship, and a lot of them had never been to these places before, but they were there to enjoy the ship. They would either not go on an excursion, or they would go and just go on one. And there's not a right or wrong way to do this. It's just different for different cruises is what I'm saying. And so think about what your goals are with the cruise that you're going on, why you're going on it, what you really want to do, and that will help you navigate how I think kind of maybe what cabins you would like to have and your whole experience that you're looking for. So I hope this helps a little bit, and if you need help kind of navigating and deciding what kind of a cabin you need, what the different options are, what it really means, you are really welcome to send me an email, and I am really happy to help you if you're looking at booking a cruise, or if you've got questions. I can talk to all of us about it at once and kind of help us all learn how to navigate that and really think about things. So when you all are booking a cruise, what are some of the things that you think about when you choose which cabin you're going to have? And that can be everything from what your budget is, and just covering so many things that include experience and everything. So put that down in the comments, because that will help all of us. Okay, this thing with Princess Ezair is huge. Those of you who were with us last year remember that when last May we went to Europe, we went on a Mediterranean cruise for 2 weeks. We did Princess Ezair, and so they made the reservations. When we left home on the flight that took us from Salt Lake to Rome, that flight was ticketed, but our home flight was not ticketed. Partway through our cruise, that was canceled. And they gave us another flight that was totally unacceptable, that we were going to end up paying out of our pocket for the seat on each leg of the trip home. It was going to be on American, not on Delta, and we were going to have to pay to check our luggage. We were looking at somewhere between $700 and $1,000 in fees. So truly divine intervention. We called lots and lots of times, and finally on the last day in Barcelona, I called again and pled with the Princess Ezair lady to put us back on the flights. She agreed we should have been on those flights, that they had been canceled because Princess didn't pay for them. She put us back on. We could later see, looking at our Delta, how much Princess had to pay for those flights. They paid over $3,000 each to put us back on those flights, way more than it would have cost them to book those tickets at the time. You know what? It's starting to happen again. We've got a Let's Go family member who let us know that they took the transatlantic over, and then when it came time to come home, their tickets were not ticketed. So they tried calling Princess Ezair, and they said, we're not going to be able to get back to you and for 48 to 72 hours. And so these people have gone ahead and bought their plane tickets so that they can go home. Maybe they're home by now. And so, are they home by? I'm not sure if they're home by now, but they went ahead and spent the money themselves in order to get tickets to go home, because Princess said it was going to take them so long to get back to them. So here's the discussion that we need to have. And clearly, you know, they mentioned that they have got insurance. They're going to hopefully be able to get all this worked out, get that paid for. But the bottom line is things aren't changing with the problems with Princess Ezair. And I know that so often people go and they work smoothly. So I'm not telling you to cancel your tickets if you've got them booked with Princess Ezair. And I'm not telling you to never book with Princess Ezair. You have to navigate that on your own. But I am telling you to, I don't know what we need to do. But when you go on your trip and it's not ticketed, be ready for some trouble. Keep calling, asking, you know. And the problem is too, is if you call Princess and you're within that 45 days and you ask them to ticket you, then they're going to charge you more. So it's not like you can call and say, I'm leaving now, my tickets have been booked but not ticketed, you haven't paid for them. Please ticket them, because then they will charge you what it would cost to buy those tickets on that day. All right, that has happened to people. So we can't do that. But go being aware, have that Princess Ezair phone number in your phone all the time. I have it in my phone. Let me tell you what it is here. But clearly, like with these people, they couldn't get the help that they needed in a timely manner. And so here, let's grab that phone number for you. So I just want to make you aware of that, let you know that it's happening again. Clearly, I don't know why they struggle so much with this. They have to pay the money at some point, and I don't know why they can't do it in time to have people have smooth travels. So the phone number for Princess Ezair, the same day, like if you're having troubles, like, and I would say the same day is flexible. If you are going to be flying soon and things are wrong, I would call this number, especially if you're somewhere and you're having trouble with your flights being canceled or something like that. So 1-800-545-0008. Okay, just always have that with you. The other thing that I wanted to make you aware of is this is a really important reason, I think, to have insurance, because you never know what's going to happen medically, but you also don't know what's going to happen with your travel plans. Clearly, this situation, the tickets were never ticketed, and I get it. They could sit in a hotel here and pay for the hotel until Princess finally worked it out in a few days, but at the same time, you just want to go home and you don't know how they are going to resolve it. And so I see why you would buy tickets and go home. So let us know if any of you have had any trouble lately with your Princess Ezair tickets. Let us know, yes, anything else that you have to share with the cruises that you're on. And then in addition to that, on that transatlantic, they had 2 of their 3 port stops canceled. So I guess it probably wasn't the whole trip that they were looking for and planning on, but I hope they had a lovely time anyway. So this morning we were in Salzburg. I'll just tell you super fast about our day here. So this morning we were in Salzburg and we decided to do the hop on hop off bus so that we could, it's really nice, and it's €27 a person, and they will pick you up at several different locations around town. They do come over. Our hotel was right next to the Salzburg train station there. They do pick up there. They also pick up, the main starting point is Mirabel Palace. That's where it's stop number 1. And I think that the stop at the train station is maybe stop 13, if I remember correctly. And so it starts there though, and it starts at 10 o'clock. And since it is April, today's April 1st, the buses come more often. So through the end of March, they only come like once every hour to all the pickup locations, but now they'll come every 15 to 30 minutes. And so it worked out really very nicely. They take you all over the place. So we did the city tour. They have one that does the city tour, and then they have one that does the lakes and the mountains. I would really like to do that another time too. Yesterday when we got to do our Sound of Music tour, they take you up to the Mondsee, up to the Abbey there, where they filmed the wedding of the captain and Maria in the Sound of Music. And let me tell you, the scenery on the way from Salzburg up there, I did not realize. I knew it was beautiful. I've seen the movie. Gordon and I watched videos to get ready to come on this trip, but I was not prepared for how extraordinarily beautiful it was there. And Gordon and I live in a beautiful place. So it was just extra special. So next time, I would like to do the hop on, hop off bus to go see those areas, be able to get off, get back on, explore, and do all that. But anyway, so we did the city tour. It takes you over to the old town so that you can get off. They have a funicular that goes up to the fortress there. The history of Salzburg is just so amazing. You probably don't want me to talk about that in this, but it's amazing. If you love to read history, you should read more about Salzburg. It's extraordinary. But we just had the best time getting to see everywhere. We got off in several places, walked around, and then waited. And we didn't have to wait very long at all, maybe like 10 or 15 minutes at the most for one of the buses to come and pick us up. So we did that, and I just thought I would show you. When we got done, we ended up over back by the Mirabel Palace, and we had a little bit of extra time, and so we just walked down, and there's a Cafe First, F-U-R-S-T, and they are the ones that made like the Mozart Kugel, these round chocolate balls that are so good. They're packed away, but I'll try to remember to show you one when I get home. They are extraordinarily delicious, but they made the original ones like in 1890. And but they also have a cafe, and they have their Mozartkugel cake, which is what we got, and it was so good. And the hot chocolate was the best we've had on this whole trip. And we've ordered hot chocolate in a lot of places because we were told it would be so good, and it has been really good everywhere. So I highly recommend. They have a shop, it's a confectionery over in the Old Town area, and then one that is like when you're facing the Mirabelle Palace, it's just down to your left, not very far, on that main street right there. And then not far from there is a purse store with purses made in Italy. So I thought I would show you. I got this cute backpack purse, and I really like the size. It's just the right size. So this, just so you know, you can get nice things, and it has this open pocket here where you could slide, you know, your phone or your pamphlets. It's got a nice interior here. I don't get anything if you go shopping there. I just thought it was fun to tell you. And then there's also this little zipper thing that's a handy place, let me show you, to slide your phone if you just want to do that. And then it's got straps to go on your back. So they were on sale. It was €99.90, and it was on sale for 49. And then the other fun purse I got, and I'll tell you why I got this. Well, I think it's really cute. So, you know, these kind of straps that are cloth in the United States are a big hit, and clearly they are here in Europe too. But it's just a nice size of purse. It's also made in Italy. It was the same price as the other one. It's just here in the interior, it's just got this nice big opening, if you can kind of see in there, and a nice zipper pocket here on the side, and it is so soft. It is really beautiful leather. So why I'm telling you that is on this trip I brought this little purse, and it's really pretty flat until I put our passports in there, and my little wallet, and my glasses, and my lipstick. So I'm going to use this on the next trip. And if you end up buying one of these and you don't like the color, they sell like lots of different ones on Amazon, just to tell you about that. But I just thought it would be kind of fun to show you because I really enjoy this. I take this actually on a lot of trips. It's a good size, but when you need just a little bit more space, I think this is going to be really nice. And the other thing is I tried, and I can even set my camera down in there. Sometimes I wished that I had had a few things with me that I didn't have. So just thought I would tell you about that. Then we got on the train and from Salzburg to Munich. It is very, very crowded right now because Easter, they call it Easter week, has just started here. So all of the university kids are traveling. Lots of families are traveling because kids are out of school. And I love how they talk about how people who work here and are from like Eastern Europe, whether it's from Romania or Bulgaria, all these other places, they're traveling home to be with their families. So every seat on the train was taken. So be aware that when you are on these trains, you can book an assigned seat or you can book without an assigned seat. If you book without an assigned seat and all the seats, which it is a little cheaper, and all of the seats are taken, you have to stand up for the whole train ride, and it's like about an hour and 45 minutes from Salzburg to Munich. And so anyway, so when we finally got to our seats, there was people sitting in them, and so they say you have a reservation, and we said yes. And so I wanted to let you know, and you can keep looking and see how many seats are available, because when we were traveling like from Budapest over to Vienna on Thursday, it was not crowded at all, and we could have gotten away without having assigned seats, but we reserve seats just because that's our nature. But you could save money if you can see that, you know, because when you pull up and on your phone in the app to look, you can see which seats are available. So just thought I would tell you that handy tip. Now I am going to start looking at dates for a group cruise in 2025. I don't know if we'd call it like The Sound of Music or The History. I need to talk to you about that more. But I've been thinking a lot about if we should do the train or if we should do a bus. And a bus would definitely be easier. And I think we would see more of the countryside, but it would depend on how many people would go, as how much it would cost to charter a bus and compared to train tickets and everything. So we'll work through that, but if you have a vote, you can put it below. So let us know what's going on the Princess cruises that you're on, the Celebrity cruises that you're on, whatever cruise line you are sailing on. We would really like to hear from you to know how things are going. So thanks for sticking with me today. I know it's a lot to talk about, but I think it's really important. And so if you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. We would love to have you with us. We need to have have you with us. We're trying to build a really big Let's Go family here. We're on our way to having 1 million subscribers, and we would like to get to 100,000 this year. So if you'll hit that subscribe button, thank you. And if you appreciate these updates, would you please give this video a thumbs up? And I sure appreciate each and every one of you. You mean so much to me. Thank you for coming with us. It means the world that you will watch our videos every day and that you are so kind to give your comments, to share your experience with all of us. You all are remarkable, and I am really grateful to be in the Let's Go family with you. So if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. We'd love to have you with us, and indeed we need to have you with us. If you appreciate these updates, please give this video a thumbs up, and I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.